Operation River Quest. Chapter 2. The Island of Echoes and the Loch of Waters. The first night aboard the Dream Seeker had been calm until 3 a.m. Docked at Banagher Harbour in County Offaly, the boat rocked gently on the quiet waters of the River Shannon. The stars shimmered, and the boys, Alex and Olin, slept soundly in their cozy cabin. But suddenly, beep, beep, beep. A loud, urgent sound pierced the silence. Mum and Dad shot up in bed. "The heating!" Dad whispered, rushing to the main cabin. They had left the heater on in the dining area, and now an alarm had gone off. Mum followed quickly, whispering, "Please don't wake the boys. Please don't wake them." Captain Sean stared at the control panel. Lights blinked. Nothing worked. Mum scanned the kitchen area. "Wait, it's just like our house." She remembered the alarm system back home, the little silence button. She pressed every button on the panel, red, green, blue, until finally, click. The beeping stopped. The silence was almost louder than the noise had been. They peeked in on the boys, still sound asleep. The morning light broke through the sky, cooler than the day before. A golden shimmer danced across the water. Birds flew low, and mist curled like ribbons over the surface. Mum and Dad prepared breakfast. Alex was first to rise. "Good morning," he said brightly. "I'm ready for the next adventure." Olin followed soon after. But once again, breakfast plans were challenged. The gas stove wasn't working again. Even though the technician had tried to fix it the day before, it still wouldn't cooperate. Dad sighed and called the rental office. While waiting, the family decided to enjoy the morning air. They hopped onto their bikes and cycled along the riverside path. Laughter echoed as they passed boatyards full of vessels, some small like toys, others as big as houses. "Did you hear that?" Alex said. Gunshots rang out faintly in the distance. A dog splashed in the river. A baby cried from a houseboat. There were echoes, real and imagined, lambs running, trees creaking, voices bouncing off the water. As they cycled, the boys spotted something unusual, a dry tree floating on the water like a ghost ship. They passed a metal gate partially submerged. "Is that a gate to an underwater kingdom?" Olin asked. Mum smiled. "Could be." They reached the playground, but this time the boys looked at it differently. "I think we're too big for that now," Alex said thoughtfully. "We've got real adventures." They returned to the boat, where Mum was still wrestling with the stubborn stove. "This is life," she told them. "Even when we do our best, things don't always go as planned." She looked at them seriously. "You'll face problems, sometimes one at a time, sometimes all at once. But never let them scare you. These are challenges, not to defeat you, but to show you how strong and brave you are." The boys nodded. Something about the way she said it made them feel taller inside. Soon, help arrived. The technician fixed the stove, and this time it stayed fixed. With the stove finally working, they set off again. As they left Banagher, the river whispered behind them, of dogs splashing, babies crying, and adventures calling. They reached Shannon Bridge and stopped for lunch at a cozy restaurant just 5 minutes from the dock. Afterward, they spotted 2 donkeys, not cows as they first thought, grazing peacefully near the riverside. "They look so calm," Olin said. "Maybe they're telling us something," said Alex. "Like, don't rush, just enjoy the journey." Then came a decision. Originally, the plan was to sail past Clonmacnoise, the ancient monastic site, and visit it another time. But as they approached, Mum said, "Let's stop, so we don't wonder later." They tied the boat and rowed up the small path. towering stone crosses and weathered walls greeted them, and a quiet museum shared stories of centuries past. But the boys were more curious about the outside world. "Too many stones," Olin whispered. They hopped back on their bikes and rode back to the boat. From there, the dream seeker continued its steady course northward, with everyone buzzing about the next. The boys grew excited. "We're entering the loch again," Olin shouted. As the boat slipped into the loch chamber near Athlone, the tall gates closed behind them, and water rushed in once more. Slowly, like magic, the boat rose. Alex stood at the bow. Every time feels like the first. Beyond the gate lay the town, and after just 30 more minutes of sailing, Lough Ree. The lake stretched out wide and quiet, glowing beneath the afternoon sky. But trouble returned. There were no spots to dock for the night. Just as disappointment began to settle in, an elderly man standing on his boat waved. "Come tie up beside me," he called out kindly. Grateful they did. Later that evening, they invited the man to dinner. He came aboard with a friendly smile and a storybook in hand. He sat, shared tales, and gifted the boys the book as a treasure. He even let them walk his dog. Olin especially was thrilled. He gently held the leash and led the cheerful pup up and down the dock, giggling the whole time. That night, after all the excitement, the stars returned above Lough Ree. Back inside the boat, with everyone cozy and full, Mum opened the storybook the old man had given them. She read aloud by lamplight. And as Alex and Olin drifted off to sleep, the river whispered again, "Rest well, little captains. Tomorrow, new challenges and magic await."